What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So, look, Engelbert has broken her silence about Caitlin Clark injuries and the WNBA physicality. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. The moment we all have been waiting for has arrived. That is, Kathy, the biggest gangster on the planet, has responded to everything that has transpired this basketball season. One being the injuries to superstar players such as Caitlin Clark and many others. Another being the WNBA officiating. Now, this is arguably the worst season in the league history for the WNBA referees. Now, she did speak about a lot of things, man, and just like I stated, I've been one of the people that has been pressuring Kathy to speak up and say something. Well, I'm telling you right now, she came out of hiding and she went on a press run. Now, there's a lot of stuff that we will be covering in these audio that I have got hold to, because it's about damn time Kathy has broken her silence and spoke about what she finna speak about. Let's pull it up right now. So Kathy Engelbert was featured in the latest episode, in case you missed it, on Apple podcast site. So let's listen to it, man. Let's see.
Yeah, and this season in particular, several key stars have missed some games, and the Indiana Fever are on the path to make a postseason berth as well, clinching a spot, but without their star Caitlin Clark. When you think about the number of injuries this season and going into the postseason, how does the league continue to build the momentum when some of the star power may be sidelined?
Now, guys, one thing about this is that I did a video breaking down how there's more injured players than actual active players in the league. And I'm going to pin that video down in the comment section because the numbers are staggering, bro. The amount of injuries that the WNBA has faced for the 2025 season has to be high. Now, Kathy finna go on here and speak about these injuries not being as high this year, but I know she lying.
Yeah, I've said this before. Injuries are it's one of the toughest things in sports. But the reality is you're already seeing it in the NFL. There's high profile ones in other sports, and it's totally unfortunate that we've had high profile injuries this year. Our data shows it's about, the same injury rates as last year, but I know that doesn't make anyone feel any better. But obviously we constantly work with players and team doctors and trainers and health staff and utilize data to ensure we're doing everything we can do to keep our players from a health perspective. But they're incredible athletes on the court, and the game is really fast and physical. And, I'm so impressed with, how they play this game and what they're putting on the court every night, and the talent, the speed. I played Division I college basketball at Lehigh University, and I don't think I ever lifted a weight. We had no strength and conditioning. We had no nutrition, back in nutritional aspects back then. And I think I'm just so impressed, and, how much respect I have for what the players are doing day in and day out. So it's an unfortunate part of the game. But we think we've built, beyond one player or two players or five players or six players. Every team has to have a roster where people can step up and show up. And I think sports has shown that a lot of role players help you win championships. And I think Indiana making the playoffs, Golden State making the playoffs, they've had injuries. New York's had injuries. Almost every team in the league has had some significant.
I feel like no team has had significant injuries like the Indiana Fever. I mean, you could argue that a little bit, but I feel like impact-wise, the players that got hurt on the Indiana Fever do not compare to no other team. I'm just saying.
Injuries this year, but they've all persevered, and we're going to have a great slate.
Whoa. Then she goes on to speak about the WNBA referees. Now, this one is a big one for me because we know how bad the officiating has been for this league. Let's give it a listen.
Teams, fighting for a championship.
Another area I think of concern was regarding the officiating this season. I know that's something that's talked about year over year. What steps is the league taking to ensure the fair and consistent calls are being made throughout these high stake playoff games?
Yeah, I think, Christina, I smiled when you started that question because I don't think it's just this year. I think every year everybody complains about officiating, by the way, in every sport. So, but that means people care. They care so much. And we hear the concerns from the ecosystem in our league, whether it's fans, players, coaches. We take it seriously. We understand there's frustration. Our game is constantly evolving. We just talked about the speed, talent, and physicality, and we recognize that, as leagues change and rules change and players get bigger and stronger and faster, and the officiating needs to change. So as our game evolves, we'll continue to work hard on officiating. We do have a thorough process. I didn't know this until I came into a league, because I was one of those complaining about officiating in all sports before I became a commissioner. But thorough process to
Wow.
becoming an official, extensive training and education, but also the accountability on a nightly basis. Every single game, every single play, call or non-call, is reviewed. There's evaluations, so teams have the opportunity to provide feedback. So we're working as hard as we can to make sure we're getting consistent officiating, but I understand the frustrations and we hear them. Teams, fighting for.
So Kathy is basically saying she's one of the people that is against bad officiating. That's basically what she said, which is shocking to me. Now, another thing that is pretty shocking to me is that Kathy is actually speaking out about the physicality of the league. That's what we heard in the first clip there. But you're finally saying these things, I believe, because there's pressure from that investigation. And y'all know what's said in that civil damn rights investigation your boy John Liquidator been speaking about. That's because Kathy is making it her business to dot her I's and cross her T's for that investigation that could be sparked at any given moment, at any given time, because like I said, there's more than enough evidence out there confirming that Caitlin Clark and other members of the Indiana Fever team was brutally attacked and brutally targeted by other WNBA players in an attack, I would say a race-based attack on white players that play for the Fever. If you look at some of the black players like Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, they didn't get attacked. They don't get guarded physically and as aggressively as Sophie Cunningham or Caitlin do, or Lexi. We just seen Lexi with 2 black eyes the other day. And then it goes all this stuff goes hand in hand with the officiating. The officiating of the league need to do a better job in kind of calling out these flagrant fouls, calling these super physical plays, not just brushing it off, because it's looking like they don't know what the hell they're doing. I just got to be honest. But for Kathy to be speaking out, which lead me to believe something could be brewing. Something could be cooking in that department where Kathy's at, because now she's decided to speak out and voice her opinion about it because her booty is in the hot seat. But I want to know you guys' thoughts in the comment section right now. How y'all feel about Kathy finally at the conclusion of the season speaking out right before the playoffs? Crazy, ain't it? But like always, man, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, bro. Peace out.